Welcome back to Library Choice YouTube channel. In today's class, we are going to learn how to make this beautiful bubble skirt. It's also called balloon or puff skirt. I'll take you through how I cut and sew this in this class. If this is something you would like to learn, kindly stay tuned to the end of this tutorial. Thank you. I'm going to be making this on my miniature, and I'm going to show you the measurements you will need. But if you want to work with an actual size, this is the exact measurement you are going to take. You will take the measurements of the round measurements of where you want to place this skirt. Okay, in this case is the waist for me. You can see I have 13.5 inches here on my waist, and then you're going to take the measurements of the length of your skirt. So here I have 47.5. I can even use 8 inches. Okay, you need the round measurements. That's the circumference of where you want to place this balloon, and then you're going to need the length. So those are the two important measurements you need. So once you have that measurement, I'm working with this fabric. Okay, this is the fabric I'm working with, and we're going to be achieving that with a full circle flare. You can also do half circle flare if you don't have enough fabric, but it's not going to be as full as working with a full circle flare. So my waist, the round waist I'm working with, is 13.5, just as I have shown you. But if you're adding a zipper at the back, you are going to add your zipper allowance to that, and then whatever measurements you have, you are going to divide that by 6.28. 6.28 is a constant for a full circle flare. So what you are doing is an half circle flare, you divide by 3.14. Okay, but mine is full circle, so I'm doing 6.28. So if I divide that, I have about 2.2 thereabout. So I'm just going to approximate that to 2.25. Okay, so that is the radius of my flare, 2.25, and then the length, of course, is 8 inches, just like I measured on my mannequin. So for the length, for the balloon effects that you will need, you're going to need at least twice your length. Okay, in this case I want to work with a length of 8 inches, so I will need to double that, and that's going to give me 16 inches. So that is the length that I need to cut out for my flare. I hope you understand that. Whatever length you want, you will need to double of that. My length is 8, so now I'm going to increase it to 16. That's 8 multiplied by 2. So if yours is 20, then you increase it to 40. Okay, it's very important. So now I have my two measurements. I have the radius of my flare, which is 2.25, and then I have the length of my flare, which is 16. To know how to fold my fabric, I just need to add the radius and the length together. So the length is 16, the radius is 2.25, so I have 18.25. So on my fabric now, I'm going to come here and then mark 18.25. So once you have your 18.25, you are going to fold into 2. This is for a full flare. So for a full flare, you fold your fabric into 4. So I am folding into 2 first. Then after folding into 2, I will fold again into 4. I just want to confirm that I still have the measurements that I need. You can increase it a bit so that if it shifts when you are folding, you will still be covered. So you fold into 2, and then you fold again into 4. For a full flare, for a half circle flare, you just fold into 2 and then fold in a triangular form. But for a full flare like this, you fold into 2 and then fold into 4. So once you fold into 4 like this, the next thing is to take your measurement. So the measurement I'm working with is 18.25. That's my length plus my radius, 18.25. So I'm going to mark 18.25 all around, starting from the starting point here, just like you do for your normal flare. So I'm marking 18.25, as you can see, and once I am done, I'm going to connect everything together, and then I'll cut it out. So this is 18.25. Then you're going to grab your scissors and cut that out. So I'm cutting it now. So after cutting the full measurement, I can now remove my radius of 2.25 from the upper part. But I just like to do it this way so that I'll have smaller fabric to work with. So now this is cut out. The next thing is to come here and mark 2.25 all around. So from the starting point here again, I'm going to mark 2.25. all around here. So once you mark it, you connect that together as well, and then with your scissors you go ahead and cut. So I've cut it out, but before I remove it, I will need to notch the 4 important points. Okay, notching is very important and it makes the work easier for you. Once you notch it, it makes your work a whole lot easier. So before I scatter it, I'm going to place a notch here on the radius, and I'll place another notch here. Then you come to the hem as well. You can see the radius is the small one while the hem is this big one. So you place a notch here as well, and then you place another notch here. Okay, because we used our exact measurements for the waistline, it means we are going to need to put a zipper. Okay, if you increase your waist measurement, then you can put elastic, then you don't need to open the center back. But this is my own actual waist measurement. For it to be worn easily, it will need a zipper. So because a zipper is going to run through it, I'm going to open up one side like this. So once you open it up, this is what you are going to have. It's a full circle, you can see. Okay, so now the next thing now is to gather to form your bubble effect. So for your gathering, that is where your notches come in. Your notches are very important. This is the right side of my fabric and this is the wrong side of my fabric. So I'm going to fold this in a way that the wrong side is what I am folding on and the right side is what is going to show. So what you just need to do is to go ahead and match your notches together. So this is my center notch. I'm going to match it together like this and pin. Then I'm going to go over to the side here, look for the notch on the hem, and then you're going to match this together as well, and then you're going to pin it. You go over to this side, you have 4 notches, so you match this one together as well and you pin. Then the 4th one is the side that we have already opened out. That's why it is into 2. So you pin each of them as well together. You pin this side and then you pin this side. So this will help you to distribute your fabrics evenly when you are gathering it. So this is what I have now, you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do, you will see that it is obviously in excess. This part is more than what we have on the radius. So now you can either place or gather. So for the back, I'm going to leave a small allowance for the zipper, and then I'm going to go ahead and gather everything to fit into what I have here. So once you're done with this box, you move to this one as well. You go ahead and gather to fit it. So I'll do all of this now and bring it back to show us. But before I start gathering, for this part, I don't want it to be like this. I want it to be neatly finished. So the first thing I'll do now is to fold this like this, right side facing right side, and then I'm going to run a stitch and then pull it out so that this part is going to be neat before I gather. So you do this for the 2 sides. I'm gathering it and this is what I have. So this part that is not gathered is going to be the inside. That's the wrong side, although it's still the fashion fabric that is still showing, and then this gathered part is going to be the outside. And you can see how bulky and puffy that you have this. So you make sure that you don't iron it because you don't want it to go flat. You can only iron this part if you want, and if you don't, you can just leave it as it is. And you can see that this side where the zipper is going to be is clean as well. So my fabric is not a soft fabric, that's why I have this fine effect that you see. But if your fabric is not so strong, you can also use you can iron SA, or you can even use hard net or a crinoline mesh for it. You just need to cut it the exact same way you cut the flare, and then you gather it into it so that it can enhance it a little bit and give you a more puffy effect. So for a skirt, all you just need to do is to cut a band and sew this into your band so that you can finish off the rough edges here. And then for a dress, you can just go ahead and sew it to the hem of your half length to form a full dress. So I'll take this to the mannequin now and then we'll see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like on the mannequin. Like I said, you can sew it to your already made half length to form a dress, and it can also stand alone as a skirt. You just need to finish the waist with a band. I hope you enjoyed making this beautiful tutorial with me. If you enjoyed it, let us know in the comment section. Like, comment and subscribe to our channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.